Returning to Omaka this year in her usual RNZAF wartime livery, the Catalina Group's immaculate ZK PBY is always a welcome sight at air shows throughout New Zealand. First flown in 1935, the Catalina has proved to be one of the most successful aircraft of its kind. With over 4,000 examples of the type being built up until 1945, no other flying boat has been produced in greater numbers, and the last active military examples were only retired in the 1980s. Even today, some PBYs are still actively flying in aerial firefighting operations all around the world, despite the fact that the design is now over 70 years old. One of the first commercial uses of the Catalina was undertaken by the Australian airline Qantas between 1943 and 1945. The airline operated a weekly flight from Perth in Western Australia across the Indian Ocean to Colombo in Sri Lanka. At this time, the area was still dominated by Japanese military forces, and so these 5,600 kilometre flights were undertaken in radio silence, and with only a handful of passengers and military mail. Cruising at only 110 knots, the non-stop flights took between 28 and 32 hours to complete, and so were often called the flight of the double sunrise. This particular aircraft was built by Canadian Vickers in Quebec in March 1944 and was given the construction number CV357. Allocated the number 11054 when it entered Royal Canadian Air Force service, the aircraft is known to have served with No. 5 Squadron from bases in Newfoundland, Quebec and Nova Scotia. After a long succession of owners worldwide, the aircraft was brought to New Zealand in 1994 and continues to be successfully operated by the Catalina Group.